Good morning and welcome to Unity of Merced. We welcome you into this time of inspiration, of celebration. I have with us this morning Ed Bennis will be doing music with us. So let me begin by reading today's daily word. The word is Hosanna. With joy, love, and faith, I celebrate my growing Christ awareness. Shouts of Hosanna arise as the people cover the dusty road with palm branches, greeting Jesus with great enthusiasm as he rides a donkey into Jerusalem, according to the gospel stories. Spiritually understood, the entry of Jesus into Jerusalem symbolizes the dawning of Christ awareness in the heart of humankind. The crowd shouts of Hosanna represent prayers that this dawning Christ awareness be protected and nurtured. I reflect on this powerful story, seeing in myself both the dawning Christ awareness and the shouting crowd of thoughts responding to the Christ light. On this Palm Sunday, my heart sings Hosanna. I celebrate the growing Christ awareness in the Jerusalem of my soul. And from Mark 11:10, blessed is the coming of our ancestor David. Hosanna in the highest heaven. Hosanna. And so we shout Hosanna and we shout gratitude and love as we go into a moment of prayer this Palm Sunday morning. We've come together in this manner to celebrate the Christ awareness within us. And to remember at the beginning of Holy Week, this Palm Sunday, that we hold our hearts open and high. As we go through each day, we remember to celebrate that Christ presence, to celebrate the God of your understanding, to stay in love, to stay in hope, to stay in faith. And so it is. And Ed, will you play for us?
Okay. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God.
Thank you, Ed. So this morning I want to talk to you about church, because we're not able to be there. We're not able to be in our physical building right now. And yet the church is more than the physical building. Our physical building of Unity of Merced is right across the lawn. I live next door to our ministry. And I go over to the sanctuary during this time, and I walk through the building. I sit in the sanctuary, and I see all of the lovely people of Unity of Merced in that room. I hear all of the music and all of the laughter. I see all of the hugging. I see all of the potluck. And I miss that. I miss it deeply. I miss that community of like-minded spiritual beings coming together. And yet in my heart, I know that the true church is not the building. It's the community of people. It's the spirit of that Christ awareness that we hold as one body. That is the church. And even more than that collective body, it is the church within your own body temple. You are made in the likeness of God, whatever that God is for you. We often talk about that we go to the God of our understanding. The God of my understanding may not be the God of your understanding. The teachings of Jesus, which Unity adheres to, may not be interpreted the same way that the teachings of Jesus are for you. In Unity, we think of Jesus as our master teacher, as our elder, as our brother, as our way shower. But Jesus said over and over again that the kingdom of heaven is within you. He taught that in all of his parables. It was the focal point of his teaching, wanting us to rise up into that awareness of the power that we have within ourselves. We, you, me, us, we are the true church. In Matthew chapter 16, when Jesus is with the disciples, and he asked them, "Who do you say that I am?" And I'm paraphrasing here, I'm not quoting directly, but Peter says, "You are the master, you are the teacher." And Jesus tells Peter, "And I tell you, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church." You are Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church. Peter, you are the church. In Unity, in our metaphysical interpretations, Peter represents faith. So it is that faith within our own consciousness, within our own being and our understanding. It is that faith that is the true church. I want to share with you a tidbit of a video that Elizabeth Gilbert put out this week. And then I will direct you to that video so you can see it in length for yourself. It is so worth watching. But I want to share with you just a bit of what she said in that video. She is talking about her dear friend, Rhea Elias. And Rhea, who passed a few years ago, she had a rough life of drug addiction. And eventually she was put in Rikers Island as an inmate in Rikers Island jail in New York in the Bronx. And she spent her time there. She did a lot of healing work. She did a lot of recovery work. And she found herself. So after being out for a number of years, there were a group of librarians who wanted to put an actual library in Rikers Island. They would go in on a weekly basis with their library carts and go through the jail system. But they wanted an actual room where people could come and borrow books and read. And they finally got this accomplished. And so to commemorate that, to celebrate that, they had New York officials there that they had invited, a lot of bigwigs and politicians and wonderful people. And they invited Rhea to come. She had written her book about how she survived her life, first of all, and how she survived Rikers Island. And she had published this book. So as one of their graduates, so to speak, my words, they invited her to come on this day for the opening of this library. She went. She was there. She was ready. All of the officials were there. And then at the last moment, into the room came about a dozen women in their orange jumpsuits. And they came in with a guard at the front of them, a guard at the back of them. And they sat at the very back of the room. And when Rhea saw these women walk into that room in these orange jumpsuits, she just threw away her talk. She just threw it out. And she told them, I came today to give this talk to speak to them, to the officials. That's who she came prepared to share with. But when those women came into that room, and she saw their eyes, and she saw their hearts, and she saw who she used to be, she said, but now I'm here to speak to you. And she went on and she shared about how she overcame her addictions, her afflictions, how she survived in Rikers Island. So this is what I want to impart, and this was Elizabeth Gilbert's primary point. Reyes said, she kept saying over and over again, and I have to look at my notes because I don't want to get this wrong. She put her hand on her heart and she told them, this is where you live. This is where you live. This is who you are. This is where you live. This is who you are. It's wonderful imagery. And also in New Thought teachings, we talk about the mind. The mind is not just the brain. The mind is not just our thinking faculty. And sometimes we call it the monkey mind because it gets so rattled and all over the place, and we dip in and out. We go from love to fear, from fear to love, and back and forth. We want to stay focused in the love. But we talk about the mind as being the mind of God. We talk of mind with a capital M being God. This is who you are. This is where you live. You are the true church. We will get back to our buildings. I know we will. And in the meantime, we get to come together in virtual venues. We come together in spirit. We come together in love. You are the true church. And you are never alone. You cannot be. You simply cannot be alone, for God is always there. So, in closing, I want to share with you the lyrics of a song called There Is Only Love. It was written by Michael Gott, who is the minister at Unity of Houston right now, and Karen Drucker added an additional verse. And Karen will be with us this next Sunday. Just as Ed is with us today, Karen Drucker will be with us next Sunday on Easter Sunday, and that will be a lot of fun. But I want to share with you these lyrics because they're so essential. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love, there is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. And Ed, will you sing to us?
No mud, no lotus. Haven't you noticed the patterns of the pain in your past? The things that broke you also woke you to the questions you needed to ask. The sleepless nights and the dizzying heights and the dreams, some of which came true. Tough breaks, heartaches, perfect mistakes created this version of you. And everything you go through grows you, and everything you go through grows you, exposes who you are. If it hurt, it made you softer. If it was hard, it fueled the hunger. If it touched you, your heart took hold. If it was simple, it made you wise. If it was sweet, it made you smile. Weaved an indelible impression on your soul. Your feet, they walked, your lips, they talked, and your hands dug around for the bruise. Every look, every book, every picture that your mind took created this version of you. And everything you go through grows you, and everything you go through grows you, exposes the roots of an endless summer, part-time temporary lovers, and the swoon of a deep blue sky. As the time flew, you planted and gathered your truth as it passed before your eyes. And a wound is where the light gets in, revealing the masterpiece just beneath the skin. And in the glow of your own light, your petals open wide, and you bloom right where you are. And everything you go through grows you, and everything you go through grows you, exposes who you are. No mud, no lotus, haven't you noticed the patterns of the pain in your past? The things that broke you also woke you to the questions you needed to ask.
Awesome song. Thank you. Love that. No mud, no lotus. We just keep growing. We just keep moving through. So thank you for being with us this week. We'll be back next Sunday. I'll be with Karen Drucker next week. And I invite you to go out knowing that the light of God surrounds you, the love of God enfolds you, the power of God protects you, and the presence of God watches over you. Wherever you are, God is. And so it is. Have a week filled with love. Bye.